This winery employs an army of around 1,600 ducks to make their wine production more sustainable. The ducks were first hired by the Vergenoegd Wine Estate in South Africa in the 80s, and they've been a highly valued part of the workforce ever since. Their job is to control the winery's pests in order to reduce the use of pesticides. The managing director of the winery says that the ducks are the soldiers of the vineyards, and they're very good at their jobs, naturally controlling aphids, snails, and other crop eaters. The ducks are Indian runner ducks, which is a type of flightless duck with a keen sense of smell. Ducks love routine, and their work schedule reflects that. They head to the fields every morning at 10:30 a.m., led by the duck manager. And after a day on the job, they return to the estate's lake at 4 p.m. to settle in for the evening. That means that twice a day, visitors can experience the Duck March, where you can witness the large cast of ducks marching to and from the fields. The duck manager is also responsible for checking for eggs on a daily basis. The ducks are separated into working and resting flocks, which alternate daily so everyone has time to rest. And when the ducks' careers are over, they get to enjoy their retirement on the lake's island.
When a man in New Jersey became a professional tree climber, he had no idea that he would end up spending so much time working with cats. Stephen Murrow grew up climbing a tree in his yard as a child, and as an adult, he found a way to keep his childhood alive by starting a business called Tesla Tree Service. In a typical day's work, he might be removing fallen trees or tree branches that have broken and become a hazard. But the most fulfilling part of his work might be the part that he does completely for free, and that's rescuing cats that have become stuck in trees. A couple years ago, he was contacted by someone in his town who was looking for help rescuing a cat that had been stuck in this tree for 5 days. They had already contacted the local fire department, but they were unable to reach the cat, who was about 100 feet off the ground. Stephen was happy to help, and with his expertise, he successfully brought her back down to solid ground. He says that in that moment, he knew he needed to keep doing this, and since then, he's rescued over 100 cats from trees. Stephen has never charged for a rescue, and he never plans to, because he believes that helping when you can is just the right thing to do. This rescue dog recently refused to get into a police car, and that decision ended up saving her owner's life. When Deputy Colton Wright found 13-year-old Jita standing in the middle of a remote Washington road with no people or houses in sight, he tried everything to get her to safety. But she wouldn't budge, and she wouldn't let him pick her up. Instead, she kept looking at him and then turning her head in the other direction, like she wanted him to come with her. When she took off running, the deputy followed, with Jita continuously looking back to make sure he was keeping up. She led him down an unmarked path to a small summer cabin, where they found her 84-year-old owner, Keith, lying on the ground yelling for help.
Your dog was down by the road, got my attention, got me up here.
Thank you. She's my best friend.
Keith had fallen and injured his hip while taking Jita out 6.5 hours earlier, with Jita lying next to him trying to comfort him for most of that time. After several hours, as hopelessness started to set in, Keith says he asked Jita to go find help, thinking he was just indulging himself. But to his surprise, she seemed to completely understand, and she took off with a mission. Thanks to her intelligence and determination, Keith was rushed to the hospital in time for a successful surgery. Throughout his recovery, Jita was able to visit regularly, and Keith has never been more thankful for his best friend.